the enigmatic entrepreneur whose words will make you sure. Know, trust, and believe. The master teacher has come to help you succeed. The gem dropper, the truth speaker, the voice in the universe that will bring you to your highest peak. Welcome to the Get High on Motivation show with Mimi the Motivator, your favorite motivator's favorite motivator.
Welcome to life eternal. The time is here, the time is now. So pick up and put on your crown. Goodbye to yesterday. Welcome to life eternal. Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening. If you are somebody who has been struggling with other people's energy, if you are an empath like me and you go into a building and you feel all the energy, you go into a space and you're like, and you are tired of feeling that way, or you're tired of having your high vibrational altitude going on, or you're riding on your magic carpet ride, and then something happens that brings you down and you just really want to protect yourself from that, then today's conversation is definitely for you. My name is Mimi the Motivator, your favorite motivator's favorite motivator, and this is the Get High on Motivation show, where we get together once a week so we can figure out how we can be 1% better in one area of our life. We're working on our mind, our body, our spirit, and our finances too, because I believe those are the 4 pillars of wealth. If you really want to be wealthy, then that's what you got to have in your life. Otherwise, man, you playing with your life. You super duper playing with your life. So if you don't mind, let's take 3 deep breaths before we move on. I'm going to close my eyes. If you can close your eyes, close them with me. Put your palms face up in your lap, or if you're running or driving, don't do that. Just focus on what you're doing. But we're going to take 3 conscious breaths together. So out with the old and in with the new. So go ahead and blow all that air and energy out of your body. And slowly inhale through your nose. And exhale fully. Inhale again. And exhale. And take one more deep breath and hold it. And we're going to let it out with a sigh. Doesn't that feel good? So putting on your spiritual spacesuit. Where did I even get this idea from? I hate leaving the house, y'all. I hate encountering people's energy. When I go places, I feel like I feel every single thing that is happening in the place. I feel what people are feeling. I feel what people are thinking. I'm just like, ah! So I don't know if you've ever felt like that, but it is an uncomfortable feeling, and it makes me where I really don't want to go places. I really don't want to encounter people. I don't even want to go to virtual meetings because I still feel the energy through the Zoom screen. So my Coach Eric Gibbs, told me that I needed to build a spiritual spacesuit. And I'm like, what? Where do you buy that at? Do they got that on Amazon? Because I didn't know. I had never even heard these terms before. And so they sat with me and I simmered on them. I pondered on them. And over the past month or so, I have figured out how to build, how to fabricate, how to create my spiritual spacesuits that I can put on when I go out into the world. Now, I am a Bible person. I wouldn't consider myself a Bible scholar. I just read it and read it and read it too much and so much that I started doing what it said. But I remember this scripture where it told me to put on the helmet of Christ and to gird up my loins. That is a spiritual spacesuit. But we're going to talk about it in real life terms and real current day terms, what that really means. Because you may not be a Christian. I'm not a Christian. I'm just a spiritual person. I'm into spiritual things. Anything that probably predates religion, I'm into it. Okay. And I don't frown upon any religion because religion is what led me to where I am. But no, that religion is just like the finger pointing to the sun. You can just have your own relationship with the sun. You don't need nobody to point you to it. But once they pointed you to it, do what you got to do. So listen, this spiritual spacesuit is what we need, especially if you're an empath. So let's talk about what an empath is, because you might count as an empath. If you're somebody who feels other people's energy, if you are a person who is highly intuitive, your intuition is always speaking to you and you're always listening. or maybe not. You know people's intentions. You know if somebody's telling you the truth or not. You know if they're lying. You know if they're with the BS or not. You find that sometimes being close or being in intimate spaces or intimate situations can be overwhelming. You don't like crowds. You don't like going to Walmart or somewhere like that. You don't want to go anywhere where it's really noisy or busy or a lot of commotion and whatnot going on. You're the type of person that people just come up to you and just tell you all their problems. They just bleh, all over you, right? If you are the type of person that you find it hard not to care, even if you don't want to care, you still care. You can't help it. You just care about the world. You care about people. You know, you're the type of person that probably has challenges with boundaries. I know I definitely do. We're yes people. We're people pleasers a lot of times because we don't want to feel the feeling of disappointing somebody because we feel it too. Okay. If you have said yes to any of those things that I've just named, more than likely you are an empath and it's okay. Some people think it's a blessing and a curse. It can be, but we're going to look at it as a superpower. And what we know is that every superhero has a super suit that they put on to protect themselves, to protect whatever they got going on, to protect their body, protect their energy. So maybe we should have called it a super suit, is what we're going to put on. We're going to put on our own spiritual super suit because we are heroes out here. We are spiritual heroes out here, saving ourselves and saving the world as well. But what I want to talk about is what is this suit going to look like? Not does what does it look like physically, but what does it look vibrationally? What does it mean to have on a spiritual spacesuit? What that means to me is that we are going to be in our own container. We're going to be in our own frame. And anything outside of that frame, outside of that container, will no longer impact us or influence us the way it did in the past. As an empath, we definitely have to make it our business to learn how to separate, learn how to detach our feelings and emotions from other people's feelings and emotions. We have to be able to delineate and differentiate whether or not we are feeling our own energy and emotions or if we're feeling somebody else's. Because it might be some of both, but more than likely, many of us are tuning into the people around us. And whatever we tune into, did you know that we turn into? So if you tune into somebody's energy that is negative or low vibrational, you can turn into that. And that's why it's important to protect ourselves, to protect our energy, because energy transfers. It is not created nor destroyed. It's just transferred from one person to the next. Or if you have any sense, you'll practice some alchemy or learn. And I ain't gonna say if you have any sense. If you have learned the tools and practices to go outside and put your feet on the ground and allow some of that negative energy or low vibrational energy to go to the ground and be renewed, and you can pull it back in it as a new energy, or you can leave it there and let Mother Earth do whatever Mother Earth wants to do with it and pass it back out. But it is our job to protect ourselves, to control our own inner environment, because it's really more so about our inner environment versus the external. It is too much of tuning into the external that has made us feel this way. Now, what you may not know about empaths, because you may not be an empath, but you may have somebody in your life that's one, or someone who's always complaining about the energy or wants to get out of the crowded space. Know that empaths, scientifically, their neurons and their receptors that tell us certain things are on high alert at all times. We literally feel more than other people. I'm literally the type of person with one little piece of hair falls on my arm, I feel it. And it drives me nuts. I could feel an eyelash. I feel fuzz. I feel the difference in the temperatures in the air. Now, you may not be that sensitive, but know that people are out there like that. And if you can't relate to what they have going on, know that they're not tripping. They really are receiving more information than you're receiving. They are receiving more signals. They are receiving more vibrations, whether it's sound or light. And that's why people like me, people like that, need protection. We have to figure out how to put a buffer between ourselves and the people that we encounter. Now, if you're somebody that's an empath or a highly sensitive person and you have to go out in the work world and work next to people and you have no choice in the matter, you definitely need to have a spiritual spacesuit on because we need to protect ourselves from that energy that can be coming off of them. One thing way I have learned recently as a way to protect myself from that, or a practice, I'm gonna say, that I can share with you, is that when you're out and about walking today, because you better be getting outside and walking, getting your sunlight in. But if you're just walking through the grocery store or through a building, do your best not to tune into other people. And I'm not saying ignore them. You can speak to them, but speak to them and do not expect any response back. Just speak and keep on going about your business. I want you to really tune into yourself. I really want you to practice the art of separation, is what we're going to call it. Ooh, I like that. I should write that down. The art of separation. Because what we really want to do is bring our energy back into our own bodies and stop allowing it to just escape and go every which way. Now, if you are a person who is into smudging, and if you don't know what smudging is, look that up. Get you a sage bundle because that's one way that you can cleanse the energy that you have picked up out in the world, or to cleanse any energy that you may be carrying yourself or harboring yourself before you go out there. Because what I imagine is that if I had on a spacesuit and I imagine it with this helmet and I'm closed in with that air, first of all, I know that I need to brush my teeth because I don't want to be in there with stinky breath, but I also don't want to be in there with stinky energy. So you want to make sure that your energy is clear and clean before you step out into the world. That's why we have to focus on our inner energy, our inner environment. Whatever we encounter in our external environment typically is only a manifestation of what we're experiencing on the inside anyway. Wherever energy goes, energy grows. So, what if we paid more energy, invested more energy into ourselves, focused more energy into ourselves and how we are feeling at the moment, how we are encountering things, not how other people are? Pay attention to when you're driving today. If you're someone who drives and you're in the car, are you paying more attention to the other drivers and how they are driving than to your own self? Are you really paying attention to how much you're in the lanes, how fast you're going, what your speed is? Or are you looking at your speed compared to theirs? I really want you to focus on yourself. Don't turn the blinders on because we need you to be aware and alert out there. But it should be more of a glancing thing. We're supposed to glance into the rearview mirror, glance into our side mirrors, and be focused ahead, focused on where we are going, focused on our purpose. When you're focused on your purpose, that also allows you to be protected from outside energy, outside influences, because you're so concentrated and focused on what you got going on that you don't even have the time, space, and energy to see what somebody else has going on. You might even become a vibrational snob when I get done with you. I'm just saying. If you're somebody who lives this lifestyle of being an empath and you're tired of feeling all drained and worn out, make sure that you are scheduling alone time for yourself. In that alone time, that's where you recharge and you allow your suit to recharge. So just imagine that your suit might need to be plugged up to its USB cable, its vibrational USB cable, so it can charge up because you can't wear it all day. You got to be able to take it off and let it breathe and let yourself breathe as well. And you can breathe in that alone space. You can also breathe out in nature. It's okay to take off your spiritual spacesuit in nature. We need that as empaths. We need some of that sunlight to come on. We need the meal of the sun. We need the trees breathing into us as we breathe back into them, and vice versa. It's important that we create a vibrational space for ourselves that can only permeate throughout our bodies, permeate throughout the spaces that we're in, permeate throughout the experiences that we are having. We are master manifestors, we are creators, and we have the power to create whatever type of experiences vibrationally, energetically, that we desire to encounter. But we have to be focused, we have to be mindful. So, y'all know what's coming next, right? Meditation. Of course, you have to meditate, get quiet, get focused, detach yourself from your thoughts. You are not your thoughts. You are not your emotions. And in meditation, that provides that space for you to detach yourself from that. Your thoughts will run amok. You don't have to run amok with them. Allow them to run around by themselves and say, "I'll think about you later. I'll fool with you later." But meditation really allows us to have that time of separation. And we're going to take it a step forward. I'm going to give you a specific meditation to do, love bugs. I want you to get a candle and light it. And you're going to sit down for 10 minutes. You can set a timer. I always set mine for 11 minutes and 22 seconds, but irrelevant. Light the flame. And you're going to really pay attention to this flicker of this flame. So begin deep breathing, 3 to 5 deep breaths, and really focusing on that light, on that flicker, on that flame. And then start detaching yourself from the flame. Realize that you are not the candle. You are not that flame. Start really paying attention to what is your energy. Start feeling the energy in your body, pulsating through your fingertips, through the soles of your feet. Feel your heartbeat and know that that candle does not have your heartbeat. Now, I understand, yes, there is a connection between you and the candle, but right now we're focusing on separation. If you want to protect yourself energetically, you have to focus on separation. And you know, I'm always preaching oneness and togetherness, but in this moment, in this space, right here, right now, in order for us to be 1% better in one area of our life, we're going to focus on separating our energy from other people's energy. And we're going to start by practicing it with the flame of a candle. Do this for the next 7 days and let me know how it works. Reach out to me on social media and let me know. Let me know if your focus has changed. Let me know if you feel like you are more vibrationally prepared to enter the world. Because we cannot sit here and protect ourselves completely from the world. Otherwise, we need to put you in a corner, throw a blanket over you, and just bring you 3 meals a day. But in real life, we have to encounter people. We have to encounter situations. We have to encounter strangers. We have to encounter loved ones that get on our nerves. And we need to be protected from all of them. And today, we have decided together, me and you have decided that we're going to put on our spiritual spacesuit every single day before we go out there and encounter the world. We're going to do that by making sure we spend our time alone. We're going to set healthy boundaries. We're going to say yes to ourselves and no to some people. Stop saying yes to what are real no's. Have you ever said yes to going somewhere that you know you really didn't want to go to, and then you got there and you were miserable? And you were probably so miserable that you were making the person who brought you to the party miserable as well. So that means nobody was winning at all. Start saying yes to what feels good to you and saying no to what you know does not feel good to you. You have the right to say no. I don't care how people are going to feel. That's part of us being an empath. We really care. But we're going to separate ourselves from how they feel. We're going to detach ourselves from the emotion that they have tied to our answer. We might even remind them that they were just data collectors collecting yes or no. Do I want to go with you? Yes or no? No, I don't want to go. No, I don't feel like it. And be okay with it. Drop the conversation. If they want to talk about it more, let them talk about it more. Because I'm just going to imagine that I just drop the shield down on my spiritual spacesuit and I'm going to let them keep on talking and vibrating. And I'm just going to tune into myself and think about where it is I'd rather be right now and who I'd rather be with and start smiling. They're probably going to wonder, what am I smiling about? Who cares? Because we're going to be focused on our own energy and how we feel. We're going to burn some sage. We're going to practice this separation every single day, separating ourselves from people, separating ourselves from the candlestick. We're going to, if you're a crystals person, put on your crystals. Gear up, gear up. Gear up to protect yourself. Definitely meditate and get outside and get you some nature in. You may not have access to a park or some trees or a mountain, but you have access to the sun every single day. You have access to the moon. Spend time with the sun, spend time with the moon so you can be recharged, re-energized, protected, and wielded. You want to be like this force field. I don't know if any cartoon people out there, and you know what cartoon that comes from Dexter's Laboratory, and that guy would be like, force field. You need to put up a force field. You need to imagine that you are surrounded by a golden white light because you are. And every time we meditate, every time we just take some deep breaths, we are strengthening that golden white light that is within us and that is surrounding us. Every time you step into the building with that golden white light surrounding you. I bet you if you really do this, people are going to start noticing you. They'll say, oh my gosh, you're glowing. What they don't know is that you just have on your spiritual spacesuit. Love Bug, I hope something today has helped you become 1% better in one area of your life. Let me know. Reach out to me. Let me know the type of things, the type of challenges that you're having. This is the Get High on Motivation show. We're here every single week with another little nugget for you, another little conversation, and hopefully something else that you can live by. I am Mimi the Motivator, your favorite motivator's favorite motivator. Be happy, be healthy, be you. I love you.
The time is here, the time is now, life is here, living now, a life of tears. Listen now, have no fear, put on your crown, the time is here, the time is now.